So I just like spun it round and I'm kind of obsessed. It's basically a piece of art that you're wearing. It's just gorgeous. That's such a talent to be able to do that. Setting a stone any way that it's sort of not supposed to be, I think looks really good. I'm a huge fan of that. Hey, welcome back. I'm Hannah, a jeweller and designer from Scotland. Today I'm going to do a bit of a deep dive into some pieces that I've found recently on Pinterest. I'm going to do a little bit about why I love them and why I think you'll love them too. So I posted all of these pieces onto my TikTok and Instagram, and a lot of people were really loving them, so I just thought I would go into some more detail on why I picked these pieces and why I posted them. So yeah, I'll just jump right in and start. So the first one, yeah, this Acne Studios collar. There's so many things I love about it. The first one is being just how heavy it looks. I think it looks amazing, such a statement piece. It would literally dress up any outfit that you would wear it with. One thing, a detail that I really like that makes it very practical is that so you can see like the top section of it, but where the bottom section of it is, although it's a collar piece, it actually sits below the collarbone, which is really practical because a lot of pieces which do sit up here right on the collarbone, they don't actually sit very comfortably or very well, like they sort of move about on that bony part. So I really like what they've done with the bottom section, just lowering it down a little bit. That would make that piece so practical to wear. So yeah, absolutely love that. It looks so nice. This is just another collar that I saw, which is very similar to the Acne Studios one, which I really like. I actually don't know, that I can't find any details on who made this one, but I really love this one as well. It's a little bit chunkier, but still works really well. But you can see in comparison to the one before that this one, where it does sit up a little bit higher, that will sit right on the collarbone. It will work on some people, and on some people it just won't work. So it's just the sort of thing you would have to try on and move around with it on just to make sure that it does suit you okay. Yeah, next up, the watch. I just decided to throw a watch in there because I love watches as well, you know, just as much as I really love jewellery, I really appreciate a good watch as well. So yeah, I think I came across this one on Etsy at some point, or that make anyway, from the 1970s. So, you know, so many nice pieces made, you know, during that time. I really like the sort of battered look of this. It's obviously like that because it's such an old watch, but I really think people are into that sort of look now, where they like things which do look a little bit worn, like it's got a little bit of history to it, a little bit of a story. So that's probably what drew me to that, because I really appreciate that kind of thing as well. Oh, the Elsa Peretti bone cuff. I've shown it a few times, and it's just because I think it's the most stunning piece. I think everything about it just works so well. I think the first thing, it's the simplicity of the design. It's just, I think it just is amazing the way that detail where it just comes up and then comes back down. I think it would sit really well on your wrist. Yeah, I just think everything about it works, especially in the silver. It just makes such a statement because it's such a subtle metal, but it just really works well, and it's amazing in gold as well. So if you want to go onto Pinterest and look up the Elsa Peretti bone cuff in gold, it's amazing. Yeah, next up is another Elsa Peretti piece. I could probably do another full video on all of these because they're so insanely cool. I just think that they work so well, especially in this sort of rebirth of like the 70s. Everybody's loving that whole aesthetic. So yeah, it's obvious to see why these pieces are hitting so hard right now. I think I watched a video to do with all of these, and I think the little vase, I think the idea was that, you know, you could pop a little flower into it and get really playful with it. And then this next one was just a very simple collar piece, a Georg Jensen. Most people will know who that is, but if you don't know who Georg Jensen is, you should absolutely go and look at those pieces. They're all amazing, so beautifully made. I really appreciate the design that goes into the Georg Jensen pieces. I just love them so much. Yeah, I'm really feeling like collars are definitely coming back in, these big statement pieces, which is so nice because it's great just to see a real shift from everything that was really delicate and dainty going to these things which are quite dramatic. I think that's just really cool. This next piece is by a jeweller called McCormack. She specialises in sort of vintage Georgian style settings. So you can see that here in the collar. She's used that setting to set the oval diamond into, and it's set in a east to west setting, which basically means rather than doing it like up and down, she's flipped it round. I think that looks really great. I really do like the east to west settings, or just setting a stone any way that it's sort of not supposed to be. I think looks really good. I'm a huge fan of that. I like how heavy this collar is. I think it's just a really chic, simple piece that would just work well with absolutely everything. So I thought I'd better throw some rings in since I haven't really done too many rings. This is by another jeweller that I love. It's Maggie Simpkins. And what I really liked in particular, especially the top right hand one here, is I really liked the heavy engagement ring and the fact that it's set alongside some like slightly lighter wedding or eternity rings. I think that works really well because like lots of people do like chunky, but if you're gonna go for the traditional like wedding and eternity ring and you get both of those chunky, something that you might find, especially if you're like me, you might not have the length of finger that will cater to that. I've got really short fingers, so I just wouldn't be able to have like a really thick wedding ring and a really thick engagement ring together. It just wouldn't fit comfortably on my finger. It would like touch my knuckle. So I think that works really nicely because it's a nice contrast between the two weights, and it would suit people who aren't graced with lovely long fingers. This is by an amazing jeweller artist called Leen. I hope I'm saying that right. His pieces, if you've seen them before, you'll know how amazing they are. They're just so sculptural and fluid, and the way that he sets the stones into them, I can just appreciate how difficult that is to do that, because you know, you can see from the picture it almost just looks like it's floating there. You know, it just is effortlessly blended into the design, which is just such a talent to be able to do that. What they've done here with the curve that's worked into the design, but that's obviously where the point of the stone gets held, and that would just be, you know, although the stone sort of looks like it's just sitting there, those stones would be so secure because you can see how they're like tucked into the metal and really buried in. So I think that is just such a great way to set the stones. It's a great alternative to just setting things into like claws or bezels all the time. Yeah, just a really like nice alternative if you're into something that's quite different. And then last but not least, I just had to include the Elsa Peretti scorpion necklace. Yeah, there's so many things that I really love about that. Again, it's a statement piece. It just looks really fluid and really interesting. Like it's basically a piece of art that you're wearing. It's just gorgeous. That piece did actually inspire what I've currently done with this gold bar necklace that I wear all the time. When I made this, I made it so that I could adjust the length of it. So I've got various lengths so that I could wear it at maybe like 15 inches, 16 inches, 18 inches, so that I could play about with what I layer it with. But when I looked at this piece, I really liked how that kind of came round here and then dropped down. And then I was just taking this necklace off one day and I thought, oh, there's so much length at the back if I wear it at the shortest length. So I just like spun it round and now it does this. And I'm kind of obsessed and I love it. So yeah, definitely you'll see me rocking this vibe a lot more because yeah, definitely inspired by this scorpion piece.